Hey, what's up, guys? This is Adrian, and this is Hybridicious Episode 4 here on FIFA Gaming HD. So before I begin explaining the team and all that good stuff, I did do something different this episode. Usually I make a skill team or teams around skillers, and someone was like, hey, not everyone's skills. Some of us play tournaments, some of us like playing competitively, and that's something I don't focus on. So of course, in order to make a competitive team, I made a five-back formation because you guys love to be sweaty, and you know what? Sometimes I love being sweaty too. So this is my first hybrid in a five-back formation, and that kind of got me thinking. Hey, maybe I should start making more hybrids in different formations, like the 5-3-2. You never see a hybrid in that formation. So I made it my goal for the end of this series to make a hybrid around every single formation. So if you guys have any recommendations for formations you guys want to see in the next episode, definitely leave a comment. But without further ado, let's begin. And in net, we had Gigi Buffon. This guy is an absolute legend, one of the best keepers to ever play football. And of course, still on this game, he's very good. Only 1,600 coins for an 85 rated keeper. Can't go wrong. 6'3". Really good at positioning and making those reflex saves, as you guys will see in the goals coming up ahead. And I know there are a few, contenders with the inform Sirigu who plays on PSG and the team of the year. But the normal Buffon does fine, and I really can't imagine him being any better. So he was just good enough for me. And then we move on to the inform Bacchetti. I picked him up for around 31,000. That is expensive, and the reason why is because he has 78 pace, and basically any inform center back that has 75, 76 pace or anything higher usually does go for quite a bit. And I believe this guy got an inform at the beginning of the season, guys, so he's obviously quite rare. But he's definitely worth the coins. He's very fast, and I was very surprised to find out that he has 82 long shots. I don't know exactly why he has 82 long shots, but if you're the type of player like myself who likes to push forward with your defenders and just take a crazy shot, this guy is definitely the guy for you. And then we move on to the left center back, and in that position we had Ranocchia. And this guy, surprisingly, was the best defender on this team, and he was only 850 coins. What a steal. 6'5", so he's obviously a big presence, very strong. And I know you're probably disappointed, 62 pace, not that good. When you're playing a five-back formation, you usually want the middle center back to be really tall. So what I did in-game is I switched Bocchetti and Ranocchia around, and that made sense because Ranocchia is more of an aerial, defensive threat as opposed to Ranocchia, who could probably deal with those, pacier players. And Ranocchia, for a non-inform, 86 stand tackle, 86 marking, not too shabby. And then we move on to the inform Moisander. Pick this guy up for 20,000. Did I overpay? Yes. Is he worth it? Probably not. I mean, I'd pay 11, 12,000 max. This guy is probably around discard value. He should be, but from my understanding, he's probably price fixed or he's rare. He's decent in terms of his positioning. He's got great interceptions. I believe 92 interceptions, 88 marking. So he's in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, he's only 6 foot and he's not that fast, not that strong. So not the greatest of defenders, but in terms of maybe like a finished defender, that's the best you're gonna get. And then on the right wing back, we have Jenkinson, and I know what you're thinking. I'm not using a bronze player in my team. Listen out to me. This guy is 6'1", which is really, really tall for a right back. I mean, he's actually taller than the center back, Moisander, which is kind of strange. And he has, I believe, 75 pace. Not impressive, nothing special, but he has 90 agility. That is insane for a tall player. Usually it's the other way around. Tall players are, fast in terms of their sprint speed and really unagile. This guy's the complete opposite, really agile. And what that basically means is he's able to, keep up with those really, really fast players. The types of, messy kind of movements where they, go left and right quickly, or maybe like a skill move. And for a 63 rated right back, he was honestly really, really good. And he also has 86 ball control, which is really good for a right wing back. Good first touch and overall a decent player. And then we move on to the left wing back, and we had Nagatomo. This guy's amazing. I paid 24k, and honestly, I'd pay 50k for this guy. And I guess the best way to explain, his presence on the pitch is he's pretty much like a pissed off midget who just runs around and tackles everyone. Honestly, the entire game, every game I played, he was always, tackling someone or disturbing someone's pass, maybe, intercepting a pass, or even him just being there, trying to push someone off the ball allows my defenders to come and help him out. Honestly, a great player, really fast. He's not strong. He did get pushed off a lot. But he does make up for that with 90 marking and 95 stand tackle. So if he does get an opportunity to tackle you, you're probably going to lose the ball. And he's honestly a really, really good player. And then we move on to Honda. And before I do every episode, I usually look at the stats and kind of, write them down, show you some key stats. And when I saw his stats, I honestly thought he was an inform. He has so many, green and, break green stats. Is very impressive. Obviously, his best stat is his shooting. He has 94 curve and 90 free kick accuracy paired with like 90 something shot power. Absolutely insane. Cannon of a shot, great long shot. And probably my favorite part is his pace. He's actually quite fast. 70 strength, so he's he's not going to get pushed off the ball easily. And finally, he actually has 70 stand tackles, so he's honestly a perfect midfielder. The only problem was he's a center attacking mid, so I had to convert him. So instead, I bought him converted for 6.4k. So that is somewhat expensive for a goal player rated 81, but he's definitely worth it. And then we move on to Ermenko. As you guys can see, I paid 18k for him. Not a bad player, but the first stat that you should see is 69 shooting, and in game, sometimes the stats lie, and I kind of was hoping that with this situation. Unfortunately, this guy shoots like a little girl. Honestly, I probably can find Girl Scouts that have a harder shot than this guy. I remember the first game I played, I took a few shots with this guy. Every shot like bounced 5 times before it actually got to the keeper. I laughed, and I never used this shot again. But what he does lack in shooting, he makes up with, I guess, his build-up play, and that was probably the most awesome aspect of his game. 90 ball control, so he has a great first touch. He doesn't waste his first touch. Very hard to tackle because of his great dribbling, and he has 90 short passing and 88 long passing. So he does lack in shooting, but he does make that up with his passing, and he's actually quite decent on defense. I believe 65 stand tackle, so not too shabby. And he's definitely worth the coins. I enjoyed playing with him. And then we move on to Obina, and oh my goodness, is this guy fast. He is so pacey. 91 sprint speed doesn't do him justice. He's honestly one of the fastest players I've ever used. Sometimes I felt like a douche because all I would do is just run down the right side of the pitch and just kind of, press the right stick and just keep going forward, and nobody can stop this guy. And if you even do catch up to him, he does have 77 strength, and most right backs and left backs are really, really weak. So he just pushes them off, laughs and goes in and scores. And another amazing aspect of his game is that he's left-footed. So basically, he could cut in and shoot with his left foot, which is his good foot, and score goals. So honestly, a great player. The only downside is he's only 3-star skill moves, and as you guys know, I love the skill, but unfortunately, not with this guy. And then we move on to Miyachi, who is kind of, the only skiller on the team because he's the only one with 4-star skill moves. He's actually 6 foot, which is really tall for a pacey player. And once again, as I was looking at his stats, I saw his physical attributes and my jaw dropped. 95 sprint speed, 96 acceleration, like 97 agility. He is so fast in game. For some reason, Obina did feel faster, but once again, Miyachi, he's right foot dominant, so he can cut in and shoot. And in this situation, his 54 shooting is a complete lie. I only played 5 or 6 games because I was fairly busy this week, but every shot he got, he scored. And honestly, great player, great dribbling, and definitely worth the 6k I paid for him. And then finally, we move on to the MVP of this team, probably the best player I have ever used. Honestly, I'm not over exaggerating. We have Ziyech. His second inform picked him up for around 14,000 coins. That is a steal, ladies and gentlemen. Usually a second inform is around 20, 30,000. For a cheap player, 13,000 for a second inform, absolutely amazing. And it is true what they say, feed the yak and he will deliver. And my goodness, did this guy deliver. I'm honestly in love with this player. I think I might actually keep him for my teams. And whenever, I feel like getting sweaty, I'll just put him in. And some of his stats: 97 strength, no one's pushing him off the ball, 95 finishing, and 99 shot power. And what that basically means is not only can he place the ball at, any corner of the net, but he's also got a really strong shot. So even if the goalie does get his hands on it, it's still going in. And he's not that fast, but what he does lack in pace, once again, he does make up with dribbling. Decent dribbling, and his passing was actually surprisingly really, really good. It only says 70 on the card, but he does have 80 something long pass and short pass. So overall, great player. If you're looking to make a sweaty team and you want to use a player who's good at heading, good at shooting, and good at finishing, Yakuba is definitely your man. So this week, guys, unfortunately, I did not have enough time to actually play enough games to make a compilation. And realistically, even if I did, there's only one 4-star skill player, and there's only a certain amount of skill moves you can do with 3-star skill players before it gets boring. So this week, I'm just gonna commentate over the goals, and I hope you guys enjoy them. I'm not actually going to talk about the goals because you guys can obviously see what's going on the pitch. I'll talk about how the team played, and overall it was a great team. The 5-back formation is somewhat sweaty, but what I did is I went on attacking when I went in game, and what that did was Nagatomo and Jenkinson pushed up, so it was basically like a 3-4-3, and it's honestly a really, really good formation, especially for counterattacking. Most of my goals, you guys will see, were on the counterattack, and that's basically what a 5-back or 3-back formation is. Lots of counterattack. Obviously, the wingers are very pacey. Yakuba is a great target man. Very good at getting at the end of rebounds and just finishing up, all the garbage goals. And it was a fairly fun team to play with, so I would definitely recommend it. There are a few players that are, kind of expensive. And there is actually a variation to the team. As opposed to using Ermanko, you could replace him with Danny and get yourself any Portuguese center back and any Portuguese right wing back, and you will actually still have that 9 chemistry. So that's definitely a possibility for this team. But I decided to use some Finnish players because they're more scarce in the game, so you won't see them in hybrids. But once again, guys, the episode is coming to an end. But if you do have any recommendations for future episodes, whether it be a recommendation for a squad, you want to see me make a team around Adebayor, maybe some nationalities, maybe you want to see like a Scandinavian hybrid, or maybe even a formation, once again, make sure to leave a comment. And if you have any suggestions on the series itself, the reason why I started doing this kind of squad building, format was because you guys recommended, Adrian, we'd like to see this, and I implemented it. So far, it seems that you guys prefer this. That's why I stuck with it. So this has been Adrian. This has been episode 4 of Hybridicious. I hope you guys enjoyed and have yourself a wonderful day.